Hello, dear students. I'm happy that you're still here with me in our student well-being course. My name is Jana. I teach and do research on well-being at Charles University in Prague. I'm also author of the book Well-being and Success for University Students. And we are discussing in this series what can we do, what can be done to build up your well-being. We are learning about well-being. We are learning about so-called building blocks of well-being, which are parts of our living or of our lives that help us generate our good life. Just a brief reminder. Let's have a look at what are those building blocks. So we have positive emotions. We also have engagement, relationship that we have covered so far. In this video, we are going to cover meaning, but we are also going to look at achievement, physical health, mindset, environment, economic security, and your authenticity. As I mentioned, we can be looking forward to discussing meaning, focusing on this area of our life. So we're going to look at why is meaning important? How can we understand meaning? How does science understand meaning nowadays? We're going to reflect a little bit on our meaning in life. And also, and most importantly, we are going to discuss what can you do to grow your meaning flower, to build up your meaning and to generate your good student's life. So how can we define, how can we look at meaning? We can say that meaning is an experience of being connected to something larger than self or serving a higher purpose. I like, very simply, think about meaning as about a compass that helps us, and now we're getting to benefits. How can meaning be beneficial in our life? The compass helps us to decide. When we are trying to decide what to do in our life, it can be bigger, but even smaller decision. If we know our values and if we know what we want from our life, if we know what is meaningful for us, what's important, what are our priorities, it helps us to decide faster and to be clearer in our decisions. So that's first benefit, definitely. Then benefits of meaning, we are more resilient if we find our life meaningful. We are more persistent in our actions. We are more persistent in reaching our goals. And we are more resilient when tough times come, when we fall down. If we see in the activity or in what we are doing, meaning it's much easier to stand up even stronger than pre this experience. What can also be another benefit of meaning? Of course, it makes life joyful, enjoyable. If we feel like things are meaningful and if we feel like that things give us meaning, make sense, we are more engaged in everyday life, in the moment. So yes, please, let's build up our meaning in our lives. But before we look at how, I'd like us traditionally to reflect on our meaning in life. So here we are already used to work with this tool, a letter. So higher we are, the higher number, the more satisfied we are. The lower number, the less satisfied we are. Every fraction, meaning, we can look at our meaning in life in general. So I'd like you to think about what number would reflect how do you feel about your meaning in life generally. Then we have meaning in everyday life activities. Do you find meaning in everyday life activities? Do you feel like what you do on a daily basis generates meaning for you, or do you find that meaningful? Then we have meaning in school activities. Do you see meaning in what you do at school or what you do for school? The same at work and in our relationships. Do you find your relationships meaningful? Do you find connections you have in the quality of your relationships meaningful than serving others? Do you think that you do serve others? What number would you give yourself here as a reflection? Then purpose in life. Do you feel like your life is purposeful? Are you aware of your purpose? Do you know what your purpose looks like? And then we have faith and spirituality. Would you consider yourself faithful and spiritual, whatever that means to you? And of course, we have other meaning strings. Again, if you feel like I might have forgotten something, please feel free to reflect on that as well. As always, as you already know, and I do hope that you have your own well-being workbook. Here you have your QR code where you can download your workbook. What we have inside, so we basically have assessment, self-assessment for well-being generally, but also for each and every building block we've been discussing. So yes, we have these well-being wheels. We have questions that help you decide what number on the ladder would you choose for yourself. Then we have some place for gratitude. Then we also have place for notes. This is the flower I'm talking about that you can create when you connect the dots on your wheel. And then you have some evidence-based tips and evidence-based tips and questions that you could ask yourself to understand that building block better, or more particularly to understand yourself in this life domain a little better. So I do hope that you have your well-being workbook. If not, please download it here. Here you have a QR code in website. And let's dive into what can be done. What can be done to generate meaning in your life. Here's a study, or more so, here is a researcher in her team, Michaela Schippers, who have written many studies and who've been doing research on life crafting as a way to find purpose and meaning in life, particularly in university students. So what life crafting actually is. Crafting in general are all these activities when we glue things together, put things together, when we are creating something or reorganizing some things. We get handy, we get in action, we are creative. And that's exactly what we can do with our life. We can somehow reorganize our life. We can be more mindful. We can do some changes, smaller or bigger, to make our life more aligned with our values and with everything that we need and want from our life. So this technique, life crafting, is basically in the core a set of tested questions that can tremendously help you to get in touch with your meaning and purpose. These questions, or these sets of questions, can help you to be more aware of yourself, what's important to you, what do you want from life, what do you expect from life, what is your ideal life vision, and also it gets you to experience visualization of what would happen, or what would your life be like if you didn't do any changes towards your desired life in different life domains. So if you agree, we are going to dive into this. I'd like to suggest during this video, you can keep stopping it. Just please listen to the questions that I'm going to read. And if you hear a question that resonates with you, that feels like that's something that you would like to think about and ideally write about and reflect on, please do that. Write that question down, find some space, some time, make sure that you're in some quiet place, and just write your thoughts down, or feelings, or experience, your reactions to those questions. So please get creative, get curious about what you're going to discover about yourself, and let's dive into the questions. So the 7 areas are values and passions, then current and desired competencies and habits. Then we have present and future social life, very, as the other ones as well, but very interesting section. Then we have possible future career or path, ideal versus less ideal future, goal attainment and if then plans, and then public commitment to goal. Tasks involved. So let me read the questions. Like I said, you can pause or you can just write them down and then come back to this exercise once you feel more, I don't know, in mood or ready. But let's write and think about what do you like to do? What kind of relationships would you like to have, both in your private life and in your work life? Let's have a sneak peek into your future career and what kind of career you would like to have. What lifestyle choices you would like to do. Just think about this, pick some question, and explore. Then we have current and desired competencies and habits. Look at qualities you do admire in others. What you're interested in, what do you admire in your colleagues, in your classmates, in your family members, and think about why. Then write about competencies you have or you would like to acquire. You can also think why you feel drawn to that, and you can think a little deeper. Or you can skip to another question. What habits of yours you like or dislike? Then we have present and future social life. What relationships energize and de-energize you? What kind of friends and acquaintances that are good for you? What kinds of friends and acquaintances you would like to have in the future? What your ideal family life would look like? And what broader social life you would like to have? Then we have possible future career. What is important in a job to you? What do you think that's important in a job to you? You can also ask yourself why. What would you like to do? What kind of colleagues you would like to have? And who would you like to meet throughout your work life? Ideal versus less ideal future. Try to think about your best possible self in future when there are no self-imposed constraints. If everything worked out, if you could choose your ideal future, what would it look like? And then you can contrast this with future if no changes are made. Then we have goal attaining and if then plans. You can also formulate, strategize, and prioritize your goals. You can identify and describe ways to overcome obstacles if they arise, if they come. And then you can monitor progress towards your goals. How would you monitor it? How would you reflect on your path to your future ideal self? And last suggestion is something called public commitment to goal. If you feel like, you can, for example, take a picture of your statement. You can write your statement down and you can communicate it. Now you can communicate your goals with the world. You can share it on Instagram, on Facebook, on social media, or you can just talk about that with your family members, your friends. You can just share your dreams. You can share your goals. You can share your ideas. You can share your passions. You can share with them what's valuable for you, what's important to you. And if you do so, it can help you to sustain on your path to your ideal future. But also, if you feel uncomfortable to do that, if you would rather keep it for yourself, please always listen to yourself. Okay? Thank you very much. I'm super happy and super thankful that we covered another building block of well-being, thus meaning. I wish you meaningful not only day, not only your school life, but mainly your personal life. Dig deeper, reflect on yourself, reflect on your dreams, and then I very much from my heart wish you to make them come true. I'll see you in the next video.